Yo, what it do, man? What's happening? We back at you again, man. In the building, man. Talk some of that space talk. You know what I'm saying? In here with my boy Anthony Bowman. What's going on, big dog?
What's up, dude? How you doing, man? How the family?
Man, everything Gucci, man. Family doing good. Just got through eating some dinner a little minute ago. Put the babies to bed, man. And yeah, man. Came ready to talk about one of my favorite subjects, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's
Everything
what's
going
up.
on your end?
Oh man, just coping, dealing with it. You know, still pushing.
Already.
Know what I'm saying? Got to keep a smile on my face, 'cause especially when we doing this here.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh
this
yeah.
this my lane right here. I can hit cruise control in this lane right here.
You have fun with this, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And for the other show, like that brain show. Shit, I got my phone, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking notes. I'm doing I ain't gotta do that with this here. With this here, I can just cruise, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's
Just
what I be I be getting excited just jumping because I used to listen to a couple of books like a couple of years ago, man. I was listening to like a different book like every month,
yeah.
if not every other week. So as I finish one, I'm ready to head and listen to another one, because I used to be on the road all the time. But I had stopped for a while. But this kind of got me getting back into like even looking at the videos. I got some of my some of the books I done bought over the years, then crack some of them back open on certain subjects that we talking about. And yeah,
Yeah.
it feel good it's like a good refresher, man, to get back in there talking about that.
Oh yeah, man. It's always good to interject the cosmos every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? Just to slow it down a little bit, you know,
Hell
'cause
yeah.
with this subject here, you got to take it slow, bro.
Got
You
to.
know, it's a lot going on out there in the cosmos, man.
Yeah.
Like we was talking earlier, it's all about the tools, man. You know, we as humans, we are gifted. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a lot about reality, dude, that we don't understand, and we trying to get that understanding. But to get it, we got to have the proper tools.
Yeah, because our senses only gonna give us but so much. Because we didn't, we get away from the whole, God created us perfect and everything fine tuned and all that. Nah, when you get into how we evolved on this planet, our senses evolved just good enough for us to survive into, being able to reproduce. And after
Yeah,
that, that's it. That's all we needed. That's all. That's all. Nature needed us to do was get to that point where we could reproduce and pass them genes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's
And that,
it.
yeah. So we didn't need to see off into the infrared and all the way back to the cosmic background radiation. We didn't have to detect that to survive. So we
Nah,
didn't evolve to detect that. You know what I'm saying?
nope. That wasn't a part of our survival mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I said that correct, I hope I did. You know that evolution is something I'm learning. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've always known it and had a very, very basic understanding of it, but we evolved to stay right here on this planet. If we go anywhere off this planet, we have to take our environment with us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard to move all these people to another planet,
Mm-hmm.
because wherever you go, you're gonna have to have this environment and planet there. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
we're not gonna survive.
Even down to the gravity, yo. You know how they say when them guys be on the space station, you know, by them having that low gravity up there, it messes with the bones or something like that, don't it?
Yeah, the bone density it deteriorates, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
And that's just in the space that they ain't even on no other planet. They up in the not even outside of our atmosphere if we want to be all the way legit with it. You know what I'm saying? They're not even all the way outside of the Earth's atmosphere.
Nope. It's just zero G. That's all it is. They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's they have their oxygen, you know, they have the food or whatever, but they have to take it with them.
Mm-hmm.
But that, you know, the zero gravity is what I believe they say. Yeah, they when you're up there so long, your bones become a little less dense.
Right.
You know, so we need that gravity. We need
Yeah.
it. Like you say, we evolved to stay right here on this planet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we got them tools that help us understand and crack a lot of these codes of the universe.
Yeah. Go above and beyond.
Yeah, we like we showed them that electromagnetic spectrum last week. It's just a small part of it that we can see
Yeah.
visually. You know what I'm saying? Now we can feel some heat, but you can't see heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Unless you got on some type of you using some type of tool, then you
Mm-hmm.
can see the heat. But you can't see the heat from the sun, but you can feel it.
Yep.
You stand out there long enough, you definitely burn you.
Yes,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So
Yep. Yep. And we evolved to then know how to get your hand back or not go over there because it's too hot.
it's too hot. Yep.
The ancestors that, you know what I'm saying, could detect that, you know what I'm saying, went on to pass some genes toward, along to us or whatever. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
man.
you you take a flame, of course you're gonna burn yourself when you stick your hand in that flame. But you'll also burn yourself by holding your hand over that flame.
Yeah.
You know, it take a little longer, but you can't see that heat, but you
Hmm.
can definitely feel it. But you go get you some infrared goggles or something there, you can see it then.
Yeah, man.
So
That's a whole yep. That's a whole subject right there in itself, man.
yeah, just in itself, you
Yep.
know. So but yeah, man,
Hold on, we got Big Gary Barrick in the building, man. What's going on, brother?
peace to you, Gary. What's happening with
What's
you?
what's going on, everyone?
Ain't too much.
Just ready to have a little conversation about some James Webb and some ancient galaxies. See if we can tie this in the last week's show.
Yeah,
Yes,
back to what you
indeed.
were saying about the seeing the heat. That's what I always thought was cool about that old Predator movie when his ass was in the tree watching everybody.
Yeah,
He could see he was watching them in that different spectrum. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. He could see that body heat, and you know that's common here on this planet. You got a lot of different animals that's how they see, like snakes. I know snakes are. You got other animals they actually can see in that spectrum. You know, but we as humans we can't detect that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if they can see it, but they definitely detect body heat. So yeah, it's not for us. So
I think
we have to create tools, you know, to actually be able to expand our senses.
Right.
I think the snakes actually detect that with their tongue.
Yeah, well they taste the air with their tongue, but they have pit vipers, like I guess you can say it looks like a nose, and they can detect the heat and put together a picture in their brain, or I think that's how it works. But yeah, they can actually taste the air because when they flicker their tongue, the tongue goes back in it and it goes into what's called the Jacob's organs. I think it's called a Jacobson organ. I believe that's what it's called. And
Mm-hmm.
they can, you know, taste the whatever it is they're hunting. They can basically what the way we smell, they're tasting. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Already. Yeah, I got the matter of fact, let me get the shout outs real quick, man. Of course, we got the lovely Miss Lisa in the building, man. Lisa Bennett in the building. Got my
Peace to you, Miss Lisa, and your son Draylon.
and
Peace,
Draylon, yes indeed. Yep, got my boy Chalimbwe, the war general. Say we in the
Peace to you,
building.
Chill.
Who else
A
we
good
got,
brother,
man?
Chill. That's a day one right there for me, Ken.
The
Chill
day
and
one.
Miss Lisa. Yep. The very first thing I ever did on the Discord, it was me, Miss Lisa, Smalls, and Chill.
Brother Chill,
I
yeah.
think I took a picture of the moon. I think that's what it was. But yeah, big up to them. Appreciate y'all coming through as always.
We
Appreciate
got brother Cedric Ortega in the building.
it. Pseudo
Killer
official.
officials.
Peace
Yes,
said.
indeed.
Peace to you, my good brother.
Yeah, but go ahead. What you was about to say, Ant?
Nah, I was just with what we got going on on this show, it's pretty deep. It's about, for me, it's about Webb and the capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna try to see if we can tie this show into last week's show. If y'all remember, we talked about the dwarf galaxies were mainly responsible for turning on the lights of the universe.
Right.
So yeah, I'm ready to get it in, man. Ready to
Sure
get it in.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we talking about the mom J15. I believe that's what it's called. Z14. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. The mom Z14 dash Z14.
Yeah.
The farthest galaxy that we've been able to detect with the James Webb telescope. And I believe you were saying the main reason we're able to detect it is because the James Webb telescope can see through a lot of those clouds, a lot of those dust and clouds or whatever, to make it to be able to see in infrared
Yeah.
and objects in infrared. And a lot of these galaxies, because the universe is expanding, the light is redshift, and I'll give you a picture of how that kind of works or whatever. But the light is redshifting, so by the time it get back to our retinas or our equipment, the object looks red. So it's not actually red per se, but it looks red because of how far the light had to travel and stretch to get to us. That about right?
Yeah. Yeah, you spot on there, Kent.
Okay.
Yeah, that light. See, we can measure the intensity of light. They when you get to talking about the frequency, that's those, when you see a light wave, it's in waves. And the frequency is when it peaks, however many times, it peaks is the frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And, when it hits a point and then it makes it back to that point, that's the frequency in the light. The closer those points are, the more intense the light is. That's why when you look at that spectrum, you'll see when you get over into the blues and the violets, the frequency of that light wave is very, very close. You know what I'm saying? But when we talking about redshift, it has spread it out. And that light is being stretched. It's still traveling at at its regular speed, the speed of light, but what it's traveling through is stretching. So that redshift is a good, one of the is a very good piece of evidence that lets us know the universe is expanding, because the light is still moving at its regular speed, but it's being stretched because what it's moving through is stretching, so it's stretching the light itself. And the frequency of it is very wide. So that's how they can basically, get an understanding of the distance and the time. They can get that timetable together and you know they call it red shift. So it shifts to the red end of the spectrum, and like we talked about last week, on the red end of the very end of the spectrum, you have radio waves, microwaves, then infrared. So that's what makes Webb amazing. It's strictly an infrared telescope. You know, it has no visual, you know, capabilities. There's no mirrors and all that. Its mirrors are covered in gold, which are a great receptor of infrared light. So that's, you know, dealing with this right here, that's what makes Webb awesome, because that's what it was built to do. You know, Hubble operates more off the visual. There's a big mirror inside of Hubble, you know what I'm saying? But it uses filters, so it can detect some infrared, but Webb was created to detect infrared in all forms of the spectrum. So that's what makes it special. And that's what gives us the understanding of what we're looking at. You know, that red dot right there that you see, that's 280 million years after the Big Bang. That's during the cosmic dark ages, you know, like we talked about last week. But Webb is able to see through that. You know, Hubble doesn't have that capability. Like I said, they use filters, but you won't get a clear picture like that. And being able to understand and measure the red shift, that's pretty deep. That's, our ancestors couldn't do that. But guess what? We wouldn't be able to get to this understanding if they hadn't done what they did. You know what I'm saying? So big up to the ones that came before us with the real science and helped us get to this point and understand that, hey, we need better tools to be able to get to this. So I think that's pretty dope. So yeah, just going through the article, you know, this is one part that really kind of stuck out to me. I got a couple of paragraphs here. It says, since beginning operation in 2022, Webb has spotted more bright ancient galaxies than scientists expected, challenging previous theories about the universe's infancy. This unexpected population has electrified the community and raised fundamental questions about galaxy formation in the first 500 million years after the Big Bang. That just goes back to what we talked about last week. They found all these ancient galaxies, and now they're finding out that they're dwarf galaxies. So, hey, we'll keep going on it, but we're beginning to get a clearer picture. And best believe there's a lot more out there for us to learn, a whole lot. And peace to you, Mac Rob. Appreciate you coming through. Omar Reed, peace to you, my brother. But yeah, you got something you want to put on that, Gary or Kent? Yeah, I know I've been talking for a minute. Y'all in there? Where y'all at? Hey, well, I keep talking then. But yeah, it's the tools, you know, for me, just being able to understand what we're looking at, being able to detect it. You know, like I was saying, Hubble's a bad boy. You know, Hubble really opened up a lot for us. But then when it came down to trying to get a better understanding and make sure that what we're looking at is what we think we're looking at, we had to get a better tool. And then here comes, here comes Webb. So yeah, Webb is what's happening right now. You you in there, Gary? I don't know what's happening with him. Everybody, you in there, Kent? But yeah, like I was saying, Hubble is a visual scope. It needs, it uses a mirror to can you hear me, Gary?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, sorry, man. For whatever reason, it keeps kicking me out. I don't know.
You good?
Okay. Yeah. So I did some research on this, and so what I had found out is, so before this, the previous record was from another galaxy called JHGS 714, and it had a redshift of 14.32, but this new Mom Z14, it has a redshift of 14.44, and so the higher the redshift, the older the light. And so one thing was, in comparison, so this Mom Z14 galaxy, it's only 500 light years wide, and like our Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years wide. And so a galaxy like this Mom Z14, it should be faint and hard to detect, but it's not. And one of the main things that I found interesting was that this galaxy does not have a supermassive black hole at its center, which most galaxies do. And when they used a spectrograph, and it showed that this galaxy was very rich with nitrogen, which is mainly characteristic of like older star clusters. Most of the young ones just had like hydrogen and or helium and nitrogen, I believe. And so, there's these galaxies out there that they're finding now that have started earlier than what they thought, which in turn means that the early universe was more active than people thought, because this galaxy should be slow, dim, and simple, but it's fast, bright, and chemically complex. And that's what I found out when I was researching this.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's good info there, Gary. And like you was comparing the size of it to the Milky Way, it just, like I said, it just ties back into last week's show that they're finding out that these objects were dwarf galaxies. Some of them had supermassive black holes, some of them didn't. Some of them had intermediate. The jury's still out on that part. But some of them they do find with quasars in them, which is an active black hole. But most of them, like I said in last week's show, we talked about the dwarf galaxies, which are much, much smaller than a full-size galaxy like the Milky Way or Andromeda. But at this point in time, they're thinking that it was those dwarf galaxies that all merge together to actually create the bigger galaxies. And you know, it's those globular clusters, you know, that give us a lot of information about, you know, what was going on. So yeah, that was pretty good there, Gary. Appreciate that. Let me say peace to Ramon Barry. Peace. Appreciate you coming through. God killer in the house. Peace, my brother. Appreciate you coming through. What else we got on here? Okay. But yeah, appreciate that, Gary. That's what's up. But you know, it was a lot. We're beginning to see and understand that during what we call the cosmic dark ages, there was a lot going on. We just weren't able to detect it. Now we're starting to break that fog. You know, it's like I was saying last week, when you're driving in foggy weather, if you turn on your regular headlights, your white lights or your blue light, whatever color they are, if you mess around and hit that your bright button, it'll blind you because that light is hitting the fog and bouncing back into your face. But then when you turn your fog lights on, which are that dim yellow light, you can actually, you know, detect those through the fog. You can see someone coming, you know, before. You can see them quicker if they have their fog lights on without their high beams. It's basically kind of the same way with this here. It's stuff going on. It's just that with the tools we had at the time, it was hard to detect. So that led to instruments like Webb. Like I said, it's not a visual scope. It's strictly infrared. That's why the mirrors on it are gold plated, because they can detect the gold itself is really good at detecting infrared light, you know, so that's how we're able to see it. And like I was saying, it's the red shift. When you can measure the frequency in that light wave, that's going to give you the red shift. When you have an understanding of the periodic chart and how those elements react in certain situations, you can take those calculations and come up with a pretty good theory on what you're looking at, you know. So it's the tools for me, you know, that gives us the ability to detect what we weren't evolved to detect. Like I say, we evolved to live here on this planet. Our sight is good enough to get us through the day. You know what I'm saying? We can't see heat, but we can feel it. So we know it's real, you know, but it's part of the electromagnetic spectrum, you know. So there's light there. We just didn't evolve to detect that light because it wasn't vital to our survival. You know, we've managed to be a species that has populated this whole earth in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But if we wanted to leave this earth, we would have to take our environment with us, unless we were to find another earth. You know, no, we hadn't found that. They are looking, but if we wanted to get there to survive that trip, we'd have to take our environment with us, plus the fuel to get there. And so it's right now it's not feasible, but that's just the reality of it. We evolved to stay here on this planet, but there's more out there, even here on this earth, you know, that we need to learn more about. You know, our we didn't evolve to see in the infrared, so we would never know it was there if we didn't, you know, build other tools to get an understanding for it. So yeah. Where you at, Kent? You still in there? Kent must have went to bed on us, Gary. Yeah, both of y'all just gone to bed.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we got let's see, yes indeed said yes indeed. And we are very limited, dude. We are very limited. We was talking a little while ago about astronauts who be on the space station for a length of time. I believe their bones get dense due to the zero gravity. You know, we didn't evolve to live in zero G. So there's going to be some physical changes. It's just what it is. Peace to you, Sosa. Appreciate you
They're
coming through.
also
Peace to you.
they're also time travelers because the people who have orbited up in space, they actually have been traveling so fast that they've. I mean, it's minuscule, but like they've traveled in time like 0.00000 whatever seconds just because they've traveled so much in space. So they're actually like time travelers too.
Yeah, that's a very unique way to put it. But yeah, it's just like, you know, when we dealing with light, like we speaking about the subject here at hand, you're looking back in time. When that when that light hits Webb, it's 14 point whatever billion light years old. You know what I'm saying? So well, not age, but it's been traveling for so long, you know, due to the expansion of space. But if you were able to instantly go back to that spot, it wouldn't look like this. You know what I'm saying? You'll see stars and all kind of stuff. But that's the thing about galaxies. You know, it's a grouping of stars. So you're getting like a compilation. You know, it's not just one star, you know what I'm saying? It's a compilation of stars that makes that galaxy visible. And when you're looking at it like a closer galaxy, Andromeda, when we take a picture of Andromeda, it took that like 2.5 million light years to reach us. You know what I'm saying? So that light's been traveling. Now I've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say, and when it makes all the sense in the world to me, when you're light from the perspective of the light, it's instant because you know that's the it sets the speed. So from the perspective of the light, it once it leaves that object, it instantly hits my telescope. But for us, it took 2.5 million years to get here from Andromeda. So I think that's kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? If you can take that perspective and look at it, you know, from that perspective, the light ray or the photon is instant. But you know, for us, it takes time. So yeah, the faster you're moving, Gary, yeah, you're aging a little different. I think it's slower, if I'm not mistaken. They may be aging a little bit slower than we are here on the earth. But I
Yeah,
do know there is an age difference.
yeah, again, it's minuscule, but
Yeah.
technically, you know, they're time travelers. You know,
Mhm.
which you know,
So yeah, that light, when you see that light, you're looking in the past. You're definitely looking in the past. I mean, even from the sun. Like we said, the light from the sun takes 8 minutes to make it to Earth. So that's it takes time. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. And you can feel the heat from the sun. So you know it's something going on. But you can't see that heat, but you can definitely feel it. But it still takes time. That's the vastness of space. You know, the fastest thing we know, which is a massless particle, still takes time to travel. But like I say, when you looking at it from the perspective of the photon, it's instant. You know, so I think that's pretty dope. But yeah, that's about all I got, man. I'm getting some pictures in tonight. Hopefully, I can make it. The weather's been pretty good, but moving clouds just mess everything up. You know, when you're taking long exposure pictures. So hopefully tonight it'll be a little clear for me. If I can get enough exposures, then I'll come back tomorrow. We can process it. We'll process what I get tonight. So, but that's about all I got, man. Y'all got anything? Let me see there. Yeah, that's what it is. Said the bone density increase muscle. Okay. Yeah. Well, I know when you dealing with 0G, it has. I'm not quite sure if the bone density increases or decreases, but I know it has something to do with that bone density being in 0G for that extended amount of time. Yeah, that's what's up. And y'all make sure y'all like and share the show. I'm sorry, what you say, Gary?
Well, I thought it decreased it because that's why some of them like did exercises up there to try to keep their muscles in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like I actually think it decreases instead of increases.
Yeah, I've seen that on there where they got the treadmills and stuff up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so only other thing, and I was just going to ask you about it. So when I was looking into all this stuff, and so the black holes were brought up, and one thing that it was talking about the galaxies that I was just going to ask you about was that it said that like if the universe is supposed to be random, like galaxies should spin in a certain way, but however they find that like most galaxies spin in the same direction. Do you know anything about that?
I've seen that. I'm not. I don't understand why they do or what causes it. That part I don't know. I hadn't, delved that deep into it. But I have seen a few papers where they found some odd, galaxies. Some galaxies doing some odd things, put it like that. So but when when you're dealing with the cosmos, I mean, what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right? You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know how they gonna work that out. So I'll be, I'm anxious to see how they work that out, what kind of conclusions they can come up with.
Yeah, and most stuff's counterintuitive anyways. What you think it should be, it's not, especially when you deal with the quantum physics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They tell you when you're not looking at your house, it's not there, but then when you look at it, it's there.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Miss Lisa. You talking about in this picture here? No, I don't see. I don't know. This could be the lady right there, I guess. I don't know. Or are you talking about over here? Which one are you talking about, Miss Lisa? Lady standing on the cliff. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. You see that, Gary? Do you see a lady standing on the cliff in this picture?
No, the only thing I see is the galaxy and something off to the left with the little red dot, and then us. That's all I see.
Yeah, this little red dot, that's actually the galaxy that Webb detected. That's just it blown up, several times. So you can actually, all these are little pixels, the little green and red and black and blue. But this is the red dot is the actual galaxy itself. So that's what that's the light they're analyzing to get those numbers. You know what I'm saying? And like I was reading in that article, it tells they found, at first they were just red dots. That's what they called them. What are all these red dots? And further investigations on those red dots revealed that they are the earliest galaxies. And further investigation reveals that they're more than likely dwarf galaxies, like I say, which goes back to the show we did last week. So, but that's all I got, man. If y'all got any questions, I'm down for the questions.
Yeah, my bad, and I had to go run and do something. Had a little emergency situation. But go ahead, man. You
Oh,
say you want to get some questions in?
yeah. If anybody want to come up on the panel,
All
absolutely.
right. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share that link in the chat. And I meant to bring them pictures up too, man. But we gonna get it in. Hold on.
Oh yeah, we got time. I mean, I've been running my mouth. But you got some other stuff to bring up. Let's get it.
True indeed. Hold on. Let me see.
Like I said, I'm always down for a conversation on the cosmos, dog.
Yes, indeed, man.
I'm with that.
I think we was talking about. Hold on. Where that would have been at. That hold on, let me take this comment down. Where that Mom's E14 would have been at, as far as the Big Bang goes, or
Yeah,
how far back we look from from the telescope to over where it's at. I mean, over where the galaxy would have been located at, the dwarf galaxy. And if you remember last week, we was talking about when the lights turned on, like how you mentioned earlier, when the
yeah,
lights turn on, and it's right in that little area where them dwarf galaxies were spotted at.
yeah. And see all that purple, that's what they call the cosmic dark ages.
Mm-hmm.
So remember I was telling you about Hubble. See the edge of that purple is what you can get visual. You're gonna need some tools to go through that purple, the dark ages, to get to what's happening early on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Webb come into play. Now you can do it with Hubble. It takes some filters, but you're not gonna get a good quality picture. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The resolution is not gonna be there. So what do? Well, you build a machine to do that, and that's
Mm-hmm.
Webb. Webb can peer through that cosmic dark ages and see what's happening. And that's how we get in this understanding that it was going back to last week, like you've been saying, it was those dwarf galaxies that actually lit everything up for us and made it able, plus the expansion and the cooling of the universe as well. That played a big part in it too. You know what I'm saying? But Webb was built, it was designed and built to catch that infrared light. So but yeah, that's Webb ain't no joke. And it's only been up a few years and it done already pretty much I don't want to say changed the game, but it has definitely broadened our understanding of what's happening in the universe, the early
Right.
universe. You know what I'm saying? And it has other capabilities too,
Yep.
but it's definitely broadened our horizons on what's happening in the universe. Yeah, this here's a nice description of redshift here. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Talks about how, so say when that galaxy was a little closer, it would have
Mhm.
been, I can't think of what the color would have been, but it would have
Blue,
been more whiter, bluer,
blue. Yeah.
bluer. Okay,
See,
so it'd
that's
have
how
been
they
bluer.
know that Andromeda is heading towards us because it's
It's,
in blue shift.
mm,
So when you get into blue shift, it's like I was saying, these little peaks in that wave.
hmm
That's the frequency. So when you go from one peak on the same side to the other to the closest peak,
right,
that's the frequency. When it's blue, those peaks are a lot closer to each other.
right.
So if you're looking at something and it's shifting towards the blue, that means it's
hmm
coming towards you. And if it's shifting towards the red, that means it's moving away.
Right,
So
right.
you know what I'm saying? And that's how we can measure. Like I said, they got their formulas and everything. That's how they can measure the distance in
hmm
the time frame.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it's amazing how they can, like, so look at this field of galaxies. Every dot is what a galaxy, right?
Yep.
And so you see how tiny. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I got it right here. See how, like, you almost, if they didn't blow that up, you wouldn't really even see it. But they've zoomed in to the point where it's even depixelated. I think that's the word.
Hmm.
It's depixelated because they blew it up so much the way it distorts the picture. But that big clump of red right there, just that right there,
Yep.
like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. See how that.
That's a galaxy. That's the galaxy we talking about, the one the furthest away. And
Yep.
that's go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just agreeing with
Yeah, and that's how far we can see with this telescope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we could talk about, the problems and things about things on Earth, but this is what our latest technology is able to do. Like, they going beyond our solar system, beyond our galaxy, and looking all the way almost back down at what, 280, was it million years after the Big Bang?
you. Yep. 280.
280 million years after the Big Bang. When it's about, so we looking, when you see that red dot right there, we looking about 13.5 billion years into the past.
Yep.
And that's where it would have been. It's not even there anymore. It's like, because the universe expanding, so it's not even right there anymore. But that's
Mhm.
where it would have been, or that's what it would have looked like 13.5 billion years ago. That's
Yep.
how long it took that light, that little dot right there. That's how long it took that dot to get picked up by a telescope and for us to see it. Crazy.
It's the
Yeah,
vastness of
and like so, like the higher the redshift, the older the light is, and with
Mhm.
this with this Mom Z14, it has a redshift of 14.44, and it said that it's almost guaranteed that the James Webb is going to find something older than that. So right now, this might be the oldest, but they're saying that they're pretty sure that they're going to find something older than this one right here, the Mom Z.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's the thing. And they find these all around the sky. No matter where they point their web at, they find these little red dots. You know what I'm saying? So that's what led to the investigation. Somebody figured out that maybe we need to investigate these red dots because we're seeing them everywhere. So let's dive into them.
hmm
But yeah, you're right, Kent. Look at all them galaxies on there. So we got a couple of questions. I'm gonna come back
Okay.
to you, Omar. I got you on that one. I want to hit Miss Lisa. No, ma'am. it's it's not even
Close to this.
it's that galaxy is so far away from us in time and distance. You know, no, it's nowhere near our sun. Um, our solar system would sit inside of that. You know, we our sun would be one of the stars responsible for that light. You know, like there's a collection of stars, millions, billions of stars that actually allow us to see those galaxies. So all these dots you see in this picture are galaxies. That one is just so small and so far away that that's the best resolution you can get from it because of how far away it is. So it's 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 not necessarily hot or cold. It's just so far away, and the light has stretched so so far due to the expansion that it shows up red. But no, that what Kent had up there, that's just a picture.
Yep.
That galaxy itself was not a picture of a that wasn't a picture of a galaxy. That's just going along with the heading for the show. That's
Yeah,
all
so,
it was. So don't let that confuse you.
yeah, so Miss Lisa, think about like, let's see, I'm trying to get it with my arrow will come up on the screen. Hold on, where that picture at?
Oh, and peace to you, Miss Juju. Appreciate you sliding through. Peace to you. Hope you're
So,
enjoying that trip.
so think about Miss Lisa. You see where all the blue at, right? You see where the Earth is at. Our sun is up in it. Like now, it of course is not true to size. You know what I'm saying? So they got the Earth way bigger, just so you can know where the Earth is at on there. But our sun would be up in that area. You see where the Mom Z14 is at? As billions of light years away from
Mm-hmm.
our sun. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So yeah, don't let them pictures fool you, like Anthony said.
Yeah,
I think she's talking about this. I think she's talking about this other picture that I put up. Hold on.
I think it's the background picture. She may have been. She was probably thinking that the background picture of that galaxy is the red dot. Is
Oh, so she ain't talking about that one.
nah. Well,
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, don't, yeah, that right there is just to show how the light traveled and stretched over
Yeah.
billions of light years. So that's not that's way beyond our solar system.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about that one in the background that's in the back of us right there?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so now that's just a yeah. So that pixelated little picture to the left, that's that same pixelated one I was showing you a second ago. And this galaxy is just artist rendition
Yeah.
of what they feel like the galaxy look like. So I mean, we don't know if it looks exactly like that or not, but they just just to give people something to look at and be like, oh, okay, so that ain't what she talking about.
Nah, that ain't what she talking about.
Let me see. I got
The
another.
laying down ball. I think it was the one with the with the red shift. The galaxy and the Earth on it. I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might have been then.
Yeah. See, this picture here is the lady on the cliff.
Yeah, this
But
right here.
yeah,
Yeah, this just shortening it up so you just see the what the light do. If that's
yeah.
the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, our sun would be way close. See, our sun is what 93 million miles away, right?
Yeah.
Million miles. So that's 8. Our sun is 8 light minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This galaxy right here is 13.5 billion light years. So
Mm-hmm.
you go from minutes to years. It's a big distance, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it's
not sure what picture you might have put it in the Discord, Miss Lisa. I'm not sure what
yeah, because them the only three I don't know, I guess. But, but yeah, that's it's a number that we'll never ever be able to reach 1 light year. You know what I'm saying? As a human. Well, no time soon. I put it like this. I ain't gonna say never. But
Mhm.
you're talking about 13 billion of those light years, dude. You can't even imagine it. But I mean, that's all you can do is just try to imagine it because we won't experience it. That's for sure. No time soon. That's so the best thing we can do is create the tools to help us detect it. That's the best we can do at this point where we at in our human evolution cycle.
Right.
Man,
So
we can't even get to Mars, man,
nah, yeah,
much
exactly.
less somewhere light years away. Hell, they were talking about trying to go back to the moon. We ain't even been back to the moon.
Yep. It's been a minute. So but it ain't easy though. It's not easy. But I mean, they've been doing pretty good with that space station. It's been up there over 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gaining a little bit of knowledge, but not in our lifetime. It won't happen.
So, I was going to ask you, Anthony, what do you think about that
About what you cut out, Gary.
comment that's coming through?
Oh
I was
yeah, we
going to
can
ask
do.
you about the 3-eye atlas.
Yeah, I got an article on that. That's gonna be next week's show. We're gonna talk about that. I got a couple of
Oh,
pictures of it.
okay. Well,
I
then
don't
I'll
like
shut
them.
up.
I got a couple of pictures. I don't like them though because it's sitting low on the horizon. So, but I mean, you can tell it's a comet. You can definitely tell it's a comet on the picture. But it's from
Oh
where I'm
man,
at,
that's the aliens coming, man.
huh?
That's the aliens coming.
Nah, you falling in the matrix, Gary.
Yeah, man, you breaking up. You breaking up, my man.
No, Miss Lisa.
Can you
What she
hear
say?
me?
No, I was saying
Can you hear
uh,
me, man?
what I said
Yeah,
was
you good.
Oh,
Yeah,
Andromeda is moving
hold on a
toward,
minute, Gary.
you know what I'm saying? And we can tell
can you hear
Andromeda
me?
is moving towards
Yeah,
us.
yeah, we
Nah,
can. Hold on, Anthony. Yeah, we can hear you, Gary. Your mic chopping up just a little bit, but we can hear you though.
Okay. I don't know if
Now,
it's because
now
of
you
where
good.
I'm
You
at.
good now. Now you good now.
yeah, I can hear you now.
Anthony was just answering Ms. Lisa's question.
No, I was just being facetious. I was telling Anthony, I was like, no, that's the aliens coming.
Oh, about the comment? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that Avi Loeb guy and some of them, them other people, they think that's some aliens heading our way.
Mm-hmm.
hey, yeah. the
For real.
the Hell Bop. What was it? I remember back in the day it was a cult. We had a comet was coming through and that's what they were thinking, and they all killed themselves thinking they was gonna get on the comet or something like that. The Hell Bop comet or something. It was back in the day. But yeah,
They
Miss
drank
Liz,
that. They drink that Kool-Aid or that drink, and they all fell out. Yeah, I know.
yeah, and they found
Heaven's Gate. Was it the
yeah, that's
Heaven's
what it
Gate?
was. Heaven's Gate, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miss Lisa, I was just explaining that the blue shift is how we can tell that Andromeda is coming towards us. Don't be mistaken by the galaxy we're talking about in the article is nowhere near anything anywhere close to our galaxy. It's like way back. It's way back. You know, we'll never be able to. We can barely detect it, let alone get to it. And Omar had a question um, about a strange asteroid. I'm not sure which one. I know they discovered an asteroid that was coming around the sun not too long ago. Is that the one you're talking about there, Omar? If so, let me know. And peace to you, sis. Appreciate you joining, coming through. Peace to you.
Peace. We got Miss
Yes,
Juju in the
yes.
building.
This is the Gambian Juju. This is the fat Juju, PHAT, all the way from Gambia. Yes. I think he is talking about the asteroid that is supposed to be the second moon. The second moon for like 2 months or something like that. I think that's what Oma is talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I hadn't seen that. Appreciate you putting
Oh
me on
yeah.
that, Omar. Appreciate that. I
Oh
hadn't
yeah.
caught it.
Yes, it's only supposed to last a short time and didn't go back to the asteroid built. But it would be like a second moon. The mini moon is what they call it. The mini moon.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Got the
Hmm.
mini moon.
Yeah. But it's an asteroid. It's not a moon. It won't be there forever. It'll be there for a little while.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yes,
And
indeed. See, this is a
Yeah.
everything
good.
flat, Sosa.
This is
Everything flat.
this is the good explanation as far as that red shift and blue shift. So you got
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
yellow pretty much represents something light going away from, or photons going away from you, and then that other one is the photons traveling towards you, or the galaxy traveling towards you that Anthony was talking about.
Yeah.
So you see
And
in
you
the
see
blue
the
shift.
frequency difference in the red and the blue? See how the peaks of the wave in the blue are closer together and you got more of them? That's more intense. The light is more intense. Whereas the red one, see how it's stretched out? You only got two little peaks and and how it's stretched out. Yeah, that's how they can tell if something's moving towards you or away from
Hmm.
you. And it's the intensity of their light that gives them that information. Um,
So that yellow, them yellow things would look like the top one would look actually not be yellow; it would look red, and the bottom one would actually look blue.
yeah. Hmm.
But yeah,
We got a peace to your Coliseum of Arguments. Peace, peace. Appreciate
peace,
you
peace.
jumping on.
Yes, indeed. Got Sosa in the building. He said the Earth flat.
Yeah, that's why I say everything flat. The moon flat,
Oh
the
man,
sun, everything flat.
I know
And if
Oh,
I
go
The
ahead, my
was
bad.
galaxy is definitely flat, though. The galaxy is flat. The Milky Way is flat.
mhm,
The Milky Way is like a disc. It's flat.
yeah,
Yep,
it's
yep.
thick, but it's definitely a disc. So yeah, but and then you got some elliptical galaxies and irregular galaxies. So
Yep.
everything flat, so that's what we're gonna
So,
call
so I was really hoping to have some news because I'm really trying to push going to the Senegambian stone circles. I think Ladosha, the last time she was here, like 2 years ago, she went. And a guy, it's much different, right? Because you have elders that will keep places that mean something, and they basically will be the grill, or they will give the history. Unfortunately, the man died, and someone who works at the school, some very smart gentleman that works at the Ganjaro school where we've been training, he was telling us when we went to the museum, like, he said I was trying to talk to him to like get information because he knows now how that works. The elders die and all that information dies with them, right? And yeah, he's died. So they said that he knew so much, a wealth of knowledge that was passed down to him about those Senegambian stone circles. I
it.
don't know if we'll get to see him. I don't know what that's going to turn up. But yeah, we just found out he died, so it definitely won't be the experience I was hoping for as far as the wealth of information, because it's lost with the elder. But the museum had some amazing things talking about, human evolution or early um, human evolution and things like that. Also showing early tools. So the museum was pretty awesome. It's not what we would think a museum should be on that level, but the wealth of information in there was amazing. But yeah, I'm still trying to push to go to the Senegambia Stone Circles, and hopefully I'll have that for you, Anthony. I can add it to the catalog. I know it's not a nebula of a star, but I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. You know, a little archaeology of space age Africans for real. So
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, get that to me, sis. We'll definitely put it in there. And
Indeed.
no, Miss Lisa, it's hard to count. I mean,
Yeah,
that's still
trillions.
discovering stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
And you got with the universe expanding, you got galaxies that we can't even see no more, that
yeah,
we wouldn't even be able to count. Like, it's just impossible to even detect them at this point.
yeah.
So we'll never know how many how many galaxies there are. I don't think.
That light done passed us. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That object ain't there no more, and whatever
Yep.
the case may be. But that picture that Kent showed you with all those different galaxies on it, if I'm not mistaken, well, I know the one that Hubble took, which is it's bigger than the one that Webb. Webb is a smaller area, but that area there is no bigger than a dime stretched out at arm length on the sky. You know what I'm saying? Now you
Mhm.
just imagine how many dimes you can put on the night sky. So and everywhere they look, this is what they see. So
Yeah, all them dots ain't stars, them galaxies, Miss Lisa. So, galaxies is what billions of stars.
yeah, from
So yeah,
hundreds of millions to billions of stars, depending. So
yeah, man, it's crazy.
and all those dots, like the redder the dot is, the further away it possibly is. So yeah,
Yeah, mind
it's
blowing.
that's a lot of sky
Mhm.
to be trying. It's this the galaxies in this picture don't even begin to. That's I mean, you can try to count all of them and you still ain't close.
Mhm.
Like I said, that's just a small portion of the sky, a very, very, very small portion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah. If we got any more questions, y'all, I mean, don't be ashamed. We
Oh yeah.
try our best to get an understanding, because that's what it's all about. In a conversational setting, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah.
I really don't like to try to teach. Teaching is boring.
Right.
It's
Right.
trying to incorporate it in the conversation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. That's why we don't try to hit them with the readership no more, man. We get straight
Yeah,
in the conversation. That's how you kind of learn a little better when you're having fun while you talking about it.
yeah, exactly. So, but I hope that Miss Juju was able to clarify what you was speaking on there, Omar. Appreciate the question, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look into that.
She said the Mom Z14 was just discovered and named this year, right?
Yeah,
Sosa
what is
said,
the?
what is the science behind why things are spherical?
I think it has to do with what they call surface tension, or maybe no, maybe I think that has to do with water. It's just that with gravity, Sosa, gravity is trying to pull everything to the center. You know what I'm saying? To the center of itself, I guess, of the object or whatever. And it's the circle is just a more natural. I don't know. I do know that gravity is trying to pull everything to the center, and it some kind of way, it just, once you hit a certain mass, you start to round out. You know, they see that with the planets, with what they call dwarf planets. You know, they're not as massive as a planet because their gravity hasn't, they don't have enough gravity to round them out. Now, why it has to be round, I can't answer that, my brother. But like I said, I do know that when it comes to gravity, once it reaches a certain limit, it rounds out. That's just one of the things. That's how nature operates, as far as I know. You know, but why they're round or spherical, it has everything to do with mass and gravity.
Yeah, that's a good question though. We might have to do a show on that. Why the astral bodies tend to be spherical, like stars and planets and everything seem to be formed
Spherical,
yeah, spherical.
Because I mean, you know, if you take a thimble and get a drop of water, it automatically just is round. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But so that'll be a very good question to dive into, most definitely.
You see, God love basketball.
Yeah,
ball is life, man. Basketball is life.
Everything.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, man.
He didn't make that football round, did he? He made that basketball round.
Nah, that football is something else.
Yeah. But that's all I got, fam. I mean, if y'all be ready for next week, we're gonna talk about that comment next week.
Oh yeah, man. Get back in there again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
About that comment. It's another one out there too. It's two of them you can actually, you know, that are visible.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. I think the other one is Atlas Swan or something like that. And then you got Lemon. One of them is Swan and the other one is Lemon.
Okay. You saying that we can see right now?
Well, through a telescope.
Oh, okay, through it. Okay, got you.
But the Lemon is low on the horizon when the sun sets, so it's in the west, so it's kind of hard, you know, to get that one.
True indeed.
But I think Swan is somewhere around Sagittarius in that area, so you might be able to get that one.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, like I always tell you, when you're scientifically literate, they can't drag you down to their level and beat you up with experience.
True indeed. And like I always say, read a goddamn book. Get y'all some books out there, man, and read.
Most definitely. But it ain't gonna kill you.
It ain't gonna kill you. All right, Ant Man. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, fam. It'll be next week.
All right, we're gonna just roll on out with the jump.
Shalom boy got the tank in the cut. I'm in Sosa World plotting on the kick though with Kent. Come Tiffany gave me the pseudo names on the list and said went and got the low. Anthony got him in the scope, Gullah and Gozy. Make sure DNA ain't a problem for them folks, cause a pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual time slang, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual time slang, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual time slang, hey. Pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer. I'm a pseudo killer.